In this video, I'll be showing you how to quantize notes in MIDI. Now, the first question you might be wondering is, well, what is quantizing, or what does it mean to quantize something? Well, in this context, basically what the quantize feature does in Logic is it makes everything you played in time. So that's the short answer. There is a bit more to it though, which I'll get into later on in the video. So if I played something ever so slightly before the beat, or after the beat, I can make it so that all of the notes are right on the beat, so they're perfectly in time. So for example, initially when I played this second chord here, it might look like I played it in time and on the beat when I zoom out like that. But if I go and zoom in, so you can see that first of all, I didn't actually play the notes at the same time, and secondly, those notes weren't right on the beat. See, the exact line is actually there, and I played the chord a little bit after it. When you listen back to it, it might sound pretty much in time, but this is showing that I didn't actually play right on the beat. Now, something you can do, which I showed you how to do in the previous videos, is manually get these notes and drag them onto the start of the line. So if I really wanted to, I could go through every single note individually and meticulously make sure they're all right on time. But that's just an incredibly long thing to do, and it can get really wearing very quickly if you're doing that to every single little note. So instead of doing that, what you can do is you can use the Quantize tool. So if I just take these back to after the line, and if I highlight them, so I'll highlight them again, and then go over here to where this Q is, and click Quantize, it will automatically shift those notes back to the line. So the key command for that is Q on your keyboard, which will make things quicker for you. So if I just do it again, so highlight, Q, and those notes are right on the beat. And you don't have to go through every single note to quantize them. You can do it for individual notes, just like I did here, but you can also do it for a whole section. So if what you played is pretty much in time and only slightly out in certain areas, what you can do is quantize the whole thing. So if I take a look at what I played in here, just so you can see. So there I was a bit early. And if we look at the next note, again, slightly early. And again, I'm a bit early again. So you kind of get the idea. And don't necessarily get bummed out about very, very small errors, as it were, in timing. And part of me doesn't want to use the word errors as such, because that's just playing music like a human. You know, we're not robots. We're not going to play every single note in a piece of music exactly in time. Even if you've been a musician for years and years, you're not going to be 100% accurate 100% of the time. Obviously, it's a completely different story if you are noticeably out of time. Now, let's say that I want all of these piano notes here to be played exactly on the beat. So what I do is highlight all of them. And if you wanted to quantize just this section, for example, you can. The key command for selecting all the notes here is Command A. So you can do that as well if you prefer. Now this is set to 1/8 of a note right now. You have to be careful sometimes which one you pick, but I'll get more into that in part 2. For what I'm doing right now, this is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and quantize. Now you might not have noticed a difference from this far out, but if I zoom in and check these, you'll see that they're right in time. So they're exactly on the beat. And this whole piano section has been quantized. So that's what quantizing in Logic is, and that's how you do it. In part 2, I'll be taking you a little further on this. So I'll go more into this menu on the left here. And I'll talk a bit more about the strength and swing options that are available just below it when it comes to using the Quantize tool.